January 15, 2014. I was a 28-year-old Navy fighter pilot living my dream at the controls of an F-18 Super Hornet, pushing it to its limits. Suddenly something went terribly wrong. Trapped in an out-of-control dive, my jet blared, altitude, altitude, pull up, pull up. 2 seconds before impacting the ocean, at 695 miles per hour, I yanked the ejection handle between my legs. I then discovered the human body is not aerodynamic at the speed of sound. My body ragdolled violently, shattering both my arms, both my legs, snapping my neck. My brain smashed inside my skull, causing a traumatic brain injury. I then plummeted into the icy cold, churning Atlantic swell. As I bled out in those shark-infested waters, something went from bad to worse. The parachute that had just saved my life sunk beneath the surface and started to drag me under. Moments ago, I had been living my dream, now my worst nightmare. And as I got pulled below the surface, I gasped for air, and everything went black. 2 weeks later, I came back to the light, paralyzed. Everything stunk of disinfectant. Miraculously, I had been rescued by a Navy H-60 helicopter and delivered to a level 1 trauma center. The prognosis was grim. The docs told me I would never walk again, never use my arms. In my flying career, I was over. But if you want a fighter pilot to do something, tell them it's impossible. 2 years, surgery, rehab, repeat. I rebuilt my body piece by piece. I kicked the pain meds, and despite the odds, I returned to the cockpit of the F-18 as an active duty pilot. Now this is where my happy ending should be, right? Where I fly off into the sunset and live happily ever after. But my greatest struggles were yet to come. High G's, high stress, constantly burning that candle at both ends. It took a toll on the unresolved brain injury. And an aircraft pressurization system malfunction pushed me over the edge, causing yet another brain injury. When I reluctantly sought help as my mental faculties degraded, the only answer I was given was pills, pills, and more pills. A delayed onset PTSD diagnosis impacted my flying career like a warhead. The brain injury ignored. As my flying career slipped away, so did my sense of purpose, and I fell into a void. Late one night, as I basked in the shame, feeling I had let down everyone who ever believed in me, I reached for the pistol near my bed. I contemplated what the muzzle would feel like on my teeth, what the gun oil was going to taste like on my tongue. And just before putting my finger on the trigger, I looked beside me to see my radiant wife and newborn baby boy sound asleep beside me. And I didn't want to wake him up. Eventually, I was medically retired, and I continued that same treatment through the VA. More problems, more pills, more pills, more problems. And that's when my life really spun out of control. My wife found me naked, head-shaved, eyebrows missing. I had a black garbage bag like a cape around my neck, heading out into the snow to fight crime, like naked Batman. Instead, I spent the next 40 days and nights locked in a VA inpatient psychiatric facility, where I witnessed and experienced truly abysmal care of American veterans. I had become a prisoner of the war on mental health that is raging beneath the veneer of our civilization. When I got out, I was a broken shell of a man in a drug-induced stupor. The only thread holding my family together was my wife's fear. A fear that should we divorce, I might gain custody and harm our children in another unpredictable psychotic break. Fortunately, this is not where my story ends. I was connected to a community of remarkable veterans, where I met Jesse Gould, the founder of Heroic Hearts Project. And through their generosity, I departed from the land of the free to Peru, where I could experience ayahuasca with the Shipibo. This wasn't some alternative medicine, this was the original. Ayahuasca melted away my 5 senses, and for the first time I experienced reality beyond the limitations of my human body and perception. And in that I plummeted into a hellish darkness, where I found a terrified little boy, me. He was trapped and voiceless. But through that pain and silence, I felt something I had never truly felt before. I was loved. The darkness shattered. My heart erupted like a supernova. I felt love, connection, awe radiating through all things. This wasn't simply some hallucination. This was a remembering. And it changed me at my core. Through integration with a focus on sleep, nutrition, exercise, reconnection to nature and community, meditation, I was able to regrow myself from within. As my brain, nervous system, and soul began to heal, so did my life around me. Today, I get to be the father, husband, son, friend, and storyteller that I was always meant to be. Carl Jung stated, "No tree can grow to the heavens without roots into hell." Now I get to be the beacon for the many others still lost at sea. And if you find yourself struggling, remember you are not broken. You're simply lost adrift, awaiting rescue from the love within. Thank you.
Pretty remarkable.